My name is Alberto. I am currently traveling with Federica.
Hi.
And we are on our way to Tunisia. Let me give you a brief introduction to the channel and what we're up to. As I mentioned, I'm Alberto. This is Lone Galloper Overland. This channel is dedicated to 4x4, well, off-road mainly, overland travel. This August, I took part to a trip in Libya with Desartica, and Desartica is the company, tour operator company I am traveling with now. I am part of the staff on this trip. Today is the 28th of December 2024, and we will be taking a group of clients. It will be more or less 40 of us and more or less 20 vehicles. You will see a great variety of those to the Sahara Desert, as they have opted to spend their New Year's Eve dune bashing on the dunes in Tunisia, which are highly technical and so much fun. So a great adventure awaits us, and come along with us. And here we are. This is the port. We are in Genova, one of the, if not the most important port in Italy, the gateway to North Africa. The first vehicles are in. We have two Ford Rangers and the Land Rover Discovery 2 with a TD5 engine. And slowly but surely, the other vehicles and people will be joining us. It is early morning, but the ship will leave, the ferry will leave around 1500 hours. And long story short, we'll be here most of the day. The trip itself takes about 24 hours, and it's an easy and quick trip. That's Andrea. He doesn't know I'm here. Let's go surprise him in a second.
Ma hai il passaporto, guarda, ti fanno imbarcare. Bene. Te che fa video? Me la salutare.
Prima me, amore.
So this is just to give you an idea of what leaving for North Africa for New Year's looks like. All of these vehicles are not with us, not all of them. Okay, so we've just taken care of our passport and police checks, and I'm right here next to Andrea, which Andrea parla italiano. I will put subtitles in this. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Allora ripeti, non ti stavo ascoltando.
Andrea will be the tour leader. You will remember him from our tour in Libya. E Andrea, tu puoi parlare benissimo in italiano, poi metti i sottotitoli. Quindi Andrea, prime impressioni di questo gruppo? Sarà interessante?
Allora, per tanti è la prima volta, quindi ci sarà da fare un po' da prenderci un po' la mano con la sabbia e con tutte le scartoffie varie, però come l'abbiamo fatto noi lo possono fare gli altri tranquillamente, quindi siamo pronti e partiamo tra poco.
Esatto. And guys, by the way, of course, Marzia. The wait time in port is usually dictated by the port authorities themselves. Once you've boarded, you go and pick up your own cabin and enjoy the 24-hour trip to get to the Sahara Desert. Now, the trip from Genova to Tunis is pretty much the standard trip, and once you're on board, you can enjoy some sun on the top decks, have a chat, or retreat to your cabin. Of course, there is a self-service and a restaurant where people can kind of meet up and enjoy a meal together and get to know each other. we're finally on our way. It's around 3:30. How long is the trip, Andrea?
25 here.
25 hours?
Sei troppo British.
20.
There is this new thing. If you close your eyes and you click 3 times, you're in where you've been. All this time looking for a remedy to change your life. Keep on knocking, waiting for the right time when I'm out ready to strike. Light it up. All I'm looking for is a way to the other side. A way to the other side.
You may not hear me due to the wind, but we are now seeing the lights of Corsica. We are on our way due south to Tunisia, so we will be passing by Corsica and Sardinia. Good morning, everyone. It's about 8:30 a.m. Had a great night's sleep, and the order of the day is breakfast at your own will, 11 a.m. briefing, where we, the team, will hand back passports and vehicle registration papers, as we will take care of all that for you. Once we've done the briefing, we're free to roam the ship and wait until we offload in Tunis. And from that point onwards, we'll be in Africa, on our way. So we've just completed a quick briefing. Basically, all of the steps that we have to cover exiting the port. We will exit the ship, so off board, do passport control, then get insurance for our vehicles, change money at the proper exchange rate, get fuel, and then get on the road towards Hammamet, where we will be sleeping in a hotel for the first evening before we actually head into Duz, which is the gateway to the desert. Now we're finally seeing Africa. I'll turn the camera around in a second. You'll also see a bunch of people going for adventure riding using dirt bikes or large enduro bikes, and it's a great thing to see. See a bunch of helmets, full gear, and right behind them, that right there is Africa. Right there ahead of us is Carthage, Carthage. So it's going to be quite noisy. I'm not sure you're going to be able to hear me, but it is always very exciting to see Africa. Reaching North Africa is always an amazing feeling, and I could not wait to get off the ship and on the road. Desartica had a bunch of clients and different trips going on, as New Year's is prime time for desert traveling, as well as Easter. How many people are traveling with Desartica in North Africa right now?
Allora, in questo momento siamo 38 persone con il gruppo 4x4 in Tunisia, abbiamo 20 persone con i Maxi Enduro sempre in Tunisia e 10 con le Royal Enfield a noleggio. Poi abbiamo 10 motociclisti nel tour stradale in Algeria, una ventina di persone con i van 4x4 in Algeria e 50 persone in Libia sempre con i 4x4.
Okay, so we're finally off the ship. Bunch of vehicles, Fede is driving, and we're on our way. The drive from Tunis to Hammamet takes just about an hour, and a 5-star hotel awaits on the other end with a great dinner and the opportunity to rest up, get ready for the upcoming days. Good morning, and today is Desert Day. We have a big transfer. It's about 500 kilometers to Duz. It's dawn in Africa. We have 19 vehicles in total. I'll show you them as soon as I can. And we've currently split the convoy in two. We are traveling towards Duz. We should be there by midday. Get some fuel, get some food, meet our local guide, Nasser, which is experienced in the desert, and get into the dunes. Vanity shot, sta bionda che guida. So whether you're traveling to Libya, Algeria, or the Great Oriental Erg, where we are going right now, transfers are to be expected, and they give you a chance to kind of relax, settle into the environment, listen to some music, and enjoy the scenery. We stopped over for a quick coffee and bite and kept driving south. We're currently going through El Hamma. We just fueled up the vehicles that needed some fuel. We have a Suzuki Jimny with us and a Mercedes G-Wagon. It's a 2-liter petrol gasoline engine, and it drinks fuel a lot quicker than the other diesel vehicles do. We happen to just come across Gabe's. Some of you may know it as Gabe's Gap. That's where Sir David Stirling of the SAS was captured during the Second World War. There's a lot of history to be had in this area of North Africa, especially during the Second World War and the SAS and long-range desert group activities in the area. A quick pee stop for the convoy. Allora, prima volta nel deserto, quali sono le tue prime impressioni, primo giorno di viaggio?
Ancora in deserto non ci siamo arrivati. Città interessante, bello bello. Sì.
Africa.
Africa, ma ho visto di peggio. Thailandia peggio.
Thailandia peggio,
Sì,
ottimo.
Sì. Thailandia peggio.
Bene. Well, time is of the essence, and everyone wants to get their tires in the sand as quickly as possible to reach the first bivouac. So a quick lunch stop on the side of the road, some fresh goods from the grocery store, and fueling up fuel tanks to the brim. So we're finally at the doors of Duz. We're fueling up. We're gonna hit the desert, and we're gonna do a bivouac this evening. So sand it is. The required fuel range for our trips in North Africa with Desartica is 1,000 kilometers on tarmac. Most vehicles come with jerry cans, some have auxiliary fuel tanks, and in some cases, if you cannot hit the range, such as the G-Class, you can ask the organization for help. And in this specific case, we asked our local guides to carry an extra 40 liters of gasoline, petrol, on their vehicles. Welcome to Duz. This is where every four-wheel driver, biker, desert goer meets up.
Siamo a Duz, chiamata anche la porta du desert, e stiamo per entrare su sabbia.
Ottimo. So this is our convoy, 19 vehicles in total. It's going to be fun. The 79 series that just overtook us is Nasser. He will be our guide, and they also have a Land Cruiser 105. Here we are, deflating the tires again. I'm setting them at about 16 psi right now. It's not that warm, but they're gonna get warmer, so they're gonna climb back up, but we're gonna just deflate them so that we can get to camp. So you're gonna get a better view of this in the next days, but this is the independent tire inflation and deflation system that Andrea runs on his Land Rover, and unfortunately he just got rid of one of his shock absorbers just before getting in the desert. That's unfortunate, but I think he'll be doing just okay.
I break it on the railway. Okay. Not in the desert.
on the highway. Yeah, he broke in on the highway, so it doesn't count. It doesn't really count. This is basically the access track. These are not considered dunes per se. I mean, they are, but they're not considered dunes per se. And we're simply heading to camp, to our bivouac, for our first camp in the desert. And here we are, our bivouac for the night. Well, I'm sorry guys, we kind of missed the sunset. We have some jobs to take care of, including installing the Vortex pre-filter. So I'm doing that. We got a new radio antenna on, and we are also taking care of the fridge. Well, the sun is setting in the Sahara Desert and spirits are high. Every single crew is setting up for the evening, picking their spots, and getting in the right mindset. The first appointment is, of course, the aperitivo, where everyone joins in with some drinks and some food so we can kind of get to know each other. Dinner is served by our local support team, and this is an especially crucial factor. Usually Desartica uses the Unimog as the main support vehicle. However, in this particular instance, it's in Libya with 50 other clients. So we have the luxury of having tents and local cuisine every single evening. Now, once our plates are done and dusted, we get to gather around the fire and exchange some jokes and get to know each other. This, of course, is bring your own booze and share it so that we can all enjoy our first night in the desert, something that we all dream of all year long.